That afternoon, the air inside the Sheng household felt heavier than usual. Shen Wenlang had brought over something extraordinary, something that could save lives. It was a special medicine, sealed inside a small box. But this wasn't just any medicine. The price was shocking, worth more than 100 billion. It wasn't just expensive in money. To everyone watching, it felt like this medicine was bought with something even more painful. As if it was life exchanged for life. Inside his study, Sheng Shaoyou sat at his desk in silence. He held his phone in his hand, staring at the black screen as he dialed Hua Yong's number again and again. But no matter how many times he tried, the response was always the same. The phone you're trying to reach is turned off. Each time he heard that robotic voice, his heart ached a little more. It was the kind of pain that numbs you, creeping up from the chest until your whole body feels hollow. At that moment, he didn't want to see anyone, not even Shang Fang, who was supposed to take the medicine. So instead, he asked Chen Pinming to go in his place and pick up the box from the hospital. An hour later, his phone rang. It was Chen Pinming. His voice was cautious. "Boss, aren't you coming in person?" Sheng Shaoyou froze, then forced a rough laugh. "What for? What am I going to do there? I'm not a doctor." But his throat was tight. Even though he tried to bury himself in work, the pain clawed its way back, spilling out of him no matter how hard he tried to hide it. He gripped the sharp edge of his tablet so hard that his knuckles turned white. His voice was hoarse when he spoke again. "I'm not a doctor, Chen." On the other side of the line, Chen Pinming hesitated. His words seemed caught in his throat before he finally said, "But Mr. Hua is here too." At Heci Private Hospital, the atmosphere was tense. This wasn't an ordinary hospital. It was the most expensive, the most prestigious medical center in all of Jiangsu and Shanghai. Politicians, celebrities, billionaires, this was where they came when they needed treatment. The hallways were wide, decorated luxuriously, and eerily quiet compared to the crowded public hospitals. The fees were so high that only the richest of the rich could afford to be here. But today, the silence was shattered. A dozen men in black stormed into the lobby of the inpatient building. Their expressions were grim, their footsteps heavy. The family sitting near the payment counter turned their heads curiously. Who could possibly be so important that they brought this many bodyguards into Heci? Leading the group was none other than Sheng Shaoyou. His mind wasn't on the stairs or the whispers around him. His only thought was simple, sharp, and burning. How do I get Hua Yong back from Shen Wenlang? Chen Pinming had already tipped him off. "Boss Sheng, Mr. Hua just went down to the basement. But Shen Wenlang is with him. It's hard to follow." The elevator doors opened slowly, but Sheng Shaoyou didn't wait. Instead, he turned toward the stairs. His footsteps echoed with urgency, each step faster than the last. But his body wasn't cooperating. His legs ached. His lower body felt as if it was being torn apart. Each movement was torture. One of the bodyguards noticed. "Boss, are you all right? Do you need help?" Sheng Shaoyou, pale-faced and sweating, only shook his head. No, he couldn't show weakness now. Finally, they reached the basement. Under the artificial lights, a silver-gray luxury car gleamed brightly. It was unmistakable. It was Shen Wenlang's. Just like the man himself, the car was ostentatious, demanding attention. Shen Wenlang stood beside it, dressed neatly in a dark business suit, as if he had come straight from an important meeting, and next to him was Hua Yong. For a moment, Sheng Shaoyou couldn't breathe. Hua Yong was bundled in layers of clothing, but something about him felt unbearably fragile. From the back, his posture looked wrong. His thin shoulders slightly hunched, his waist bent, almost as if he was being forced down by invisible chains. And then Sheng Shaoyou saw it. Shen Wenlang's arm, wrapped around Hua Yong's shoulders, pushing him gently, but firmly toward the car. Hua Yong didn't resist. He didn't struggle. But to Sheng Shaoyou, that silence was worse than anything. It was as if Hua Yong's bent waist and curved back were silently crying out for help. "Hua Yong." His voice cracked as he called out the name. The figure froze instantly. Hua Yong's back stiffened, and his waist straightened as if those two simple words had jolted him awake. But Shen Wenlang only tightened his grip, pressing down harder on his shoulder. Without even glancing back, he forced Hua Yong into the car. The door slammed shut. The engine started. Slowly, the silver-gray car began to roll forward. And at that moment, Sheng Shaoyou felt it. Like someone had carved a hollow hole straight through his chest. His eyes turned red. His throat locked up. And yet, no words came out. The bodyguards looked at his expression, and without a word, they acted. They stepped forward as one, blocking the car's path. The driver honked once, twice, 3 times. But the men stood like statues. The car couldn't move. Finally, with a creak, the back door opened. Shen Wenlang stepped out casually, one hand still on the car door. His expression was calm, confident, even a little amused. "Master Sheng," he asked, his tone dripping with mockery. "What exactly are you trying to do?" Sheng Shaoyou glared at him. His voice was like ice. "Where's Hua Yong? Give him back to me." Shen Wenling's lips curled into a smile. "Give him back? To you?" He tilted his head, his eyes glinting with playful cruelty. "Since when was he yours? What right do you have to demand him back?" The implication was sharp, almost unbearable, as if Shen Wenlang was openly declaring that the one who should be in his bed by his side was none other than Hua Yong. Sheng Shaoyu's jaw tightened. His voice came out low and firm. "Bring him back." At his signal, the bodyguards moved instantly. They rushed to the other side of the car and yanked the door open. Inside, Hua Yong sat quietly. But he didn't move. The bodyguards hesitated. This wasn't some stranger. This was Hua Yong, the person closest to Sheng Shaoyou. None of them dared to touch him without permission. Shen Wenlang leaned lazily against the car, completely unbothered. His tone was almost casual, like an old man with all the time in the world. Without even turning his head, he asked softly, "Hua Yong, do you want to go back with him?" Silence. From where he stood, Sheng Shaoyou could only see Hua Yong's pale profile through the crack of the open door. Hua Yong's lips were pressed tightly together. His expression was unreadable, and still he didn't move. The basement air felt colder than ever. Sheng Shaoyu's heart twisted violently inside his chest. Was Hua Yong choosing to stay? Or was he too broken to even answer? Either way, the pain tore through him, sharper than any blade. And that's where we'll pause this chapter of the story. What do you think Hua Yong is truly feeling? Is he silently asking for help? Or has Shen Wenlang's control already swallowed him whole? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your theories. If you enjoyed this narration, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next episode.